This is Steve from oldSchoolAquaponics, the Mistake series. Hydroton is an excellent growth medium as far as supporting the roots for ebb and flow systems. What I've learned is you should never use it outdoors in cold climates. If it freezes, what happens is these balls are so porous that they break and chip when they freeze. Even if you drain the beds in the winter, there's some moisture in the balls, and it turns them into what looks like coffee grounds. The plants will still grow fine in this, but the problem, as you can see, is that the drainage from one end of the bed to the opposite end of the bed is so slow that the bell siphon trips at the end. It just tripped now, and there's still 4 inches of water at this end. So it takes a long time for the water to percolate through this coffee ground type medium. When the balls are intact and touching one another, there are huge spaces in between. So what I would suggest using instead of Hydroton as a growth medium, or as a grow medium for outdoor systems in climates where freezing takes place over the winter, that pea gravel is much more appropriate. One of the added advantages of using pea gravel is that it's a limestone based type of gravel, which is slightly basic. Adding this to the grow medium, or adding this as the grow medium, will mean that I don't have to put oyster shells in my system to try and balance out the pH. So it acts like a big buffer for the water, and there are a lot of advantages to using this in an outdoor setting. The downside, I suppose, is that this is quite a bit heavier, so you just have to make sure that your grow beds are well supported, but that's usually not an issue. In summary, there are 5 advantages to using pea gravel over Hydroton for outdoor ebb and flow aquaponics systems. Number 1 is it's cheap. Very inexpensive as compared to Hydroton. You can get a ton of this delivered to your driveway for approximately, I don't know, $50 or $60. Hydroton, on the other hand, to fill the grow bed in this system took 6 bags, which was $40 a bag. So quite expensive for Hydroton, considering it lasted for 1 season. Number 2, the drainage is ideal. There is excellent surface area, and the shapes of these are roughly oval or round, which allows for large gaps between the system. This allows the drainage to be uniform from one end of the grow bed to the other. So if as the grow bed is draining at one end, the level stays roughly horizontal as the water decreases. Number 3, these stones, whether submerged in water which freezes to ice, or drained, which is the preferable way to do things because you don't want to break the grow beds, is impervious to the effects of ice. So freezing in the wintertime is absolutely a no problem situation with this particular medium. Number 4, pea gravel is particularly comfortable on the hands. There are no sharp corners or edges. It's actually even smoother than Hydroton. This is really of no consequence to the plants because the plants will grow in coarse gravel, clay pot pieces, anything that it can get its roots around. But this is a lot more comfortable and easy to move as far as sowing seeds and sowing seedlings goes. Advantage number 5, interestingly enough, is that the weight is not a factor. I mentioned previously that the stones are heavier. They're heavier when they're in a pail or a 5-pound bag, but remember that Hydroton, and the lightness of Hydroton, is because it's so porous. However, in the system, it's completely filled with water, and the specific weight of water and this particular stone is almost the same, so the weight is really not increased. As I mentioned before, I kind of said that was a disadvantage, but in fact it really is no heavier a system than using Hydroton that's water saturated. Have a great day. This is Steve from oldSchoolAquaponics. Subscribe or like us, and stay tuned for more videos.